GM Farmers, I'm Rex, filling in for Bella Beantalk, who is filling in for Beanthoven, and this is the Beanstalk Farms Weekly Call Roundup. The week started on Monday, April 24th, with a meeting where the Scib3 team gathered information and planned their May and June PR initiatives. During the talk, Publius spoke about what the Wells AMM system might look like further out in the future.
The starting point, what's being deployed in a month and a half, is a very basic spot market that is a slightly more generalized implementation of current AMMs, but where we hope to see this go is a full functioning on-chain exchange, which is highly competitive in terms of what you can trade and how you can trade it with current centralized exchange option.
Later, Publius spoke about Beanstalk's unique focus on preventing multiblock MEV attacks, a primary driver for the Wells system.
And this is quite frankly something that, has really caught our attention, is the lack of care about creating true decentralized solutions on chain, and essentially why we felt like creating a composable on-chain solution that could help attract, more attention and more eyes and more developers into the decentralized ethos that really does need to be focused on and is not getting enough attention.
Near the end of the call, the Scib3 team discussed their next steps and introduced what they call the Bean Manifesto.
Like a larger campaign about, hey, this is, something like the Bean Manifesto, and this is kind of what we're working on over the next year. And then we'll kind of put out this entire roadmap of, hey, this is what you can expect for the Bean ecosystem over the next kind of year. And so then the ideal outcome of that is that we kind of put a really big push behind it. And then people kind of see this big push and they're like, oh, okay, I kind of, I didn't realize Beanstalk was still building like this, or, oh, I kind of forgot about this thing. Or, maybe there's new people that didn't, that aren't even aware of the protocol itself. And they can see, oh, okay, there's this big roadmap that's being planned. They're building all this cool, innovative stuff. Maybe this is a community I want to get involved in. This is a protocol I want to invest in. The end goal is obviously the things that benefit the protocol. And so, going after this campaign, and then being able to look at, okay, this is what happened in Q1, and then this is maybe what happened in Q2, will give us a pretty good idea of if things like this are actually impactful. So just so you guys are in the loop about what we're kind of doing and playing with.
There's a ton of other good information in that call, so if you get a chance, you'll want to go back and listen to the entire thing. Later that same day, Fiscus Digital hosted a Twitter space with Publius as their guest. During the discussion, Publius talked about the unique role that smart contracts and Beanstalk's first in, first out debt system will play in making it successful over the long term.
You would never go to the bank and say, I'm willing to lend you money that you can pay me back whenever you say you can pay me back. So the fact that the smart contracts are a neutral setting over which people can lend to Beanstalk facilitates the creation of a new type of debt, a new type of asset which is non-fungible in nature and can be used to effectively fix a lot of the reflexivity associated with fungible endogenous value.
Publius also spoke about monetary structures and how Beanstalk offers a more responsive solution than what's offered by current systems.
Concept or the value proposition of a system like Beanstalk is that function can be done better with algorithms. So this is the beginning of experimentation in the process of automating those decisions around monetary policy that are currently made by humans, but in theory could be made by an algorithm in real time. So whereas the Federal Reserve Board of Governors only meet infrequently, Beanstalk is able to change its monetary policy every hour currently. Or in theory, it could be upgraded to update the monetary policy every block, for example. So the frequency over which and the data that is available to iterate or improve monetary policy on is infinite, effectively.
On Wednesday the 26th, the Scib3 team held their weekly communications call. The Bean Manifesto, also referred to as the Beanifesto, was again the topic of conversation, with the team preparing to make its big PR push over the next few weeks.
And really what we want to do is align everyone along one major campaign. So we think this Manifesto will be the right opportunity to start coordinating media push with social media push at the same time. So right now we have a few opportunities, and we just think like once we have that Manifesto out, it will be some novelty that we can tap into, and then align those to go live after May 15.
The Scib team also discussed how they want to use the Wells multiblock MEV attack resistance as a topic of conversation with a broader Ethereum community.
I mean, we'll do some digging, see if there's any working groups already, or if there's any like roundtables where we could include you guys. And then I think that will help, when we go to try to get PR around it, if we show like there's multiple parties talking about this and they're working towards it. For reporters, it matters when they see that there are several parties involved, and it just validates the idea.
I think Publius would be more than interested in having those sorts of discussions. Part of the reason, it feels like we wouldn't have to necessarily build some of this stuff if there was a lot of the discussion happening and people were working on it. So, the more that we can facilitate that, the better, in my opinion.
Finally, the Beanstalk team rounded things out on Thursday the 27th with the weekly DAO meeting. BIPs 34 and 35, as well as BOP3, had gone live for voting the evening before, and the team was already looking at what was out on the horizon.
Short to medium term, we're likely going to... So Tractor was initially developed, but hasn't been code reviewed or audited in the last couple of months. So that's likely next on the docket. Once that is audited and deployed, likely working on a few different markets for Beanstalk native assets. I think, next iteration is a pod market. BIP29 pushed pod market v2, but didn't have an interface at the time. So farmers really haven't had the chance to take advantage of that, but pod market v2 has kind of served as the inspiration for what a generalized version like Tractor could be. So I think trading pods, being able to trade deposits, and ordering pods on the pod market with deposits. And as far as larger Beanstalk upgrades go, like the gauge system and on-chain governance, given that the design of those is really only starting now in earnest, those are likely to be several months out at this point.
The discussion then turned to attracting other groups to participate in the coming protocol upgrades.
Honestly, if we can just talk to other protocols and see if they can make their own wells and shift some liquidity, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, that's the goal. I think at this point the tech is there, the interface will be there. Yeah, we should really get started with thinking about how to get the word out, and hopefully the Scib guys can help us all out there.
This is another meeting you really should go and listen to in its entirety. Lots of great stuff. And that's it for this week. As a quick reminder, BIP 34, BIP 35, and BOP3 are all up on the Beanstalk governance site, so if you haven't gotten a chance to go vote yet, now's a perfect time to do so. Thanks for listening. We'll see you around the farm.